Okay, here we're looking at derivatives using our new rules here. So here's example 4. And we have here sine inverse of this function 3x to the 4th. So we'll be using our top rule for that one. Okay, so yes, my u will be the 3x to the 4th. And yeah, you do have to be really careful here because we're squaring the u there. So what that means here really is what I need to be careful. I need to use parentheses there. Okay, times what now? The derivative of the u, the derivative of 3x to the 4th. Okay, and that derivative is what? That's 12x cubed. And let's just write our derivative as one big fraction now. So 12x cubed over our square root here. And let's do the squaring there. 3 squared is 9. X to the 4th, x to the 8th. Okay, example 5. Here we're looking at 10 inverse of a function, 10 inverse of x squared. So we'll be using the tan inverse rule here. Okay, so there's that again. And let's see, I do have a square root here. So first off, yeah, just rewrite that. So that's it's really a power there, 1/2. So my u here is what? X to the 1/2 now. Okay, so using my formula, u is x to the 1/2. And the derivative of x to the 1/2, power rule there. And by the way, x to the 1/2 squared, 1/2 times 2 is just 1. So that's just x there. Okay, so there's our derivative. Again, let's just write that as one big fraction. In fact, let's go back to a square root here. All right, so there's our derivative there. And let's see, one more here. Example 6. Here we're looking at secant inverse of a function. So here's that rule. Okay, so yeah, so my u here, x squared plus 1. Okay, so yeah, 1 over absolute value of x squared plus 1 times the square root, here's my u, we're squaring that, minus 1. Okay, furthermore, what else? The derivative of the inside function, the derivative of the u. And that's really just what, 2x? Okay, so once again, let's just write this as one big fraction. Down in the denominator, do I really need the absolute value bars there? X squared plus 1 is always positive. So we can just drop those in this case. Let's simplify the root now. So I could square x squared plus 1, x to the 4th plus 2x squared plus 1 minus 1. And let's take it maybe another step or two here. So we've got the derivative. Now we're just doing some algebra here. So the 1's do disappear. Also, if I look at what we have left, I can factor out an x squared there. And what do I have left then? X squared plus 2. Okay, and one more thing here. We are assuming x is positive, so the square root of x squared there is really just what in disguise? It's just x. And that x will cancel with the x in the numerator. Okay, so finally here, in simplified form, we're looking at what? And there we go.